to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls. Oh, Jason's fired up. You should be too, because this is a Wonder Show brought to you by Xfinity. We are your hosts. I'm Travis Kelce. This is my big brother, Jason Kelce, out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Shout out to the University of Cincinnati. Shout out to the Tigers back in the Heights. Subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with one S. Jason, please tell everybody what we got coming up today.
90%ers, we got an amazing episode geared up for you guys today. We are going to talk a little bit about the draft from this past week, obviously covering heavily Chiefs and Eagles picks. We're also going to get into a little out of the house at NASCAR. Don't know if you saw that. Hence the Talladega. Oh, and as well, we have Blake Griffin joining us. That's right. The NBA playoffs are underway. So we decided we get the funniest, most talented basketball analyst out there. Well, outside of Charles Barkley. Sorry, Blake.
Dude, he's the fucking best. I can't wait to dive in with Blake, man. He's one of my fucking favorite people on earth, man.
He is the best. We're going to talk NBA playoffs, his incredible dunking abilities, as well as somebody else trying to dunk, and more. So before we get to that, let's get to some of that new news coming in. New news is brought to you by American Express. We won a Webby Award. How about that? Though very prestigious Webby.
Nice, man.
With Jason and Travis Kelce won the People's Voice Award for Sports Shows Podcast. Thank you to all the 90%ers. Kylie also won an award. NGL, the real ones, voted her podcast. Wait, do they vote on that? Mike, yes. I got to light down, Mike. So this is voted on?
You got a lighting,
or is this just given? Well, Mike does a lot more than lighting, but yeah, for right now, he is a lighting guy.
What is this, the hotel table lamp?
That's 100%. Yeah, I'm on LA, baby. I'm trying to sling our garage beer. Leave me alone. All right, anyways. New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce won the People's Voice Award for Sports Shows parentheses podcast. Very prestigious award. Kylie also won an award with NGL. They won Podcast of the Year.
Woo!
Which I believe is a bigger award than we received.
It's probably the biggest award that they have there.
Very cool. Shout
out to Kai running away with it. I love
it. That's right. Shout out to everybody on the staff over there, Emma, everybody else that has their footprints on the show. You guys have been killing it all year. Way to go. Yeah, and thank you to all the 90%ers that voted us. We very much appreciate it. Travis, on to the next bit of new news.
What's that?
Do we have beef with Meryl Streep?
I hope she doesn't have beef with me.
Let's play this clip. Gentlemen, Travis.
I'm a fan of Meryl Streep. I don't have any beef with her.
You might want to wait until you see this clip. Yeah, Travis got called out for some reason in Devil Wears Prada 2's promo video.
Oh, shit.
The hardest thing about shooting Milan was walking in stilettos on the cobblestones. I'd like to see Travis Kelce do that.
Oh, what? What?
Trev.
Oh, Meryl, you have no idea how good I am at walking in heels, okay?
I think we should recreate this. I think we should put this to the test, not recreate.
We're going to have to find some size 14 heels first.
Okay. Well, we can have those custom made. I'm sure there's some WNBA players that can put us onto some spots.
What's the heel, though? Is a heel? Because I wear like Chelsea boots. Are those heels?
No. It's got to be a stiletto. It's got to be a pointy bottom. That's why it's hard.
You're right. I'll give credit where credit's due. I don't think I can do it, Meryl. I'll let you have it.
What, are you a quitter? You're a quitter? You're just going to give up to Meryl Streep?
No, I just don't think I'm going to make it
athlete, Travis.
To Italy and walk in stilettos. Meryl Streep has quite the resume.
Well, she has a resume. That doesn't mean she's better at walking in stilettos than you just because she's a famous actress. Travis, we're competitors in the case.
I can kind of correlate that, yeah.
We don't bow down to anybody.
When it's Meryl Streep, you kind of do. You just kind of like bow down.
Well, listen, if she was saying acting ability, I would get it.
I completely get it. To be fair, I would be acting if I had heels on, so.
Good point. That's a good point. All right. We're not going to put it to the test, apparently.
I'm not. I'm going to let you have that one, Meryl. Can't wait to see Devil Wears Prada 2, though. The first one was a banger. I know this one's going to be epic.
No dumb questions. Now that he has been called out by Meryl Streep, does Travis Kelce think he can walk on cobblestone with high heels? Well, we're never going to find out, Kitty.
I'll tell you what, Meryl. If I ever find myself in Italy on that cobblestone, I'll try and find a size 14 and we'll put it to the test. All right, now, Jason, you're a Talladega champ. You and Ricky Bobby.
That is correct. I am a Talladega champ. That's right. I went down there on behalf of Hendrick Motorsports. Been filming some things over at their headquarters in Charlotte. I've been doing some exercises to really learn what it's like to compete in the sport of NASCAR. I went out there, I trained with the athletes. I was learning their techniques, all the things that go into coordinating a pit stop. These guys are changing tires, gassing these cars all the way up and sometimes under the 9 seconds on a stop. They'll change all 4 tires, put gas in the vehicle, and then get it out on its way. It's remarkable, the coordination and timing and expertise that goes into that. I also went out on the track with William Byron, who drove me around at over 190 miles an hour around the Charlotte Motor Speedway, which was fucking awesome and terrifying all at the same time. I then got to drive my own vehicle. They did not let me drive 190 miles per hour, but I still drove faster than I ever driven in my life.
Ooh, how fast you go? How fast you go?
They do it by RPM. So I was driving, this thing had a regulator on it that capped you at 5,000 RPMs. And they said at one point I went 140. Everybody else said I was going 120. So we're somewhere between 120 and 140.
Oh, that's nothing.
You've done way faster.
I was going 135 in a Caravan when I was in high school. That thing was flying
Those
around.
Caravans do not go 145. I guarantee you that.
They go 135 and they shake back and forth when you get up over 120.
what
It got a little
happens?
dicey. They're not as aerodynamic as you think they are.
Anyways, the last bit of it was to go to Talladega and to be with the pit crew with Corey Day's team, the 17 car with Hendrick Motorsports. And it was incredible. I got to see it firsthand, what it's like on race day, how they set up everything. These pit crews, man, they're in charge of setting everything up on pit road, right? There's 5 of these guys that are doing all these jobs. The jack man has to run out there, jack up the car, take the new tire, put it on after the changer is taken off the front right. He has to put the front right tire on immediately after that. Then the changer, while he's bolting that thing on, he's taking the jack off, running around, jacking up the other side, doing it over there. And all this stuff is happening. And it's the dance that is taking place of speed, strength, athleticism, coordination. It is remarkable what those guys do each and every stop. On top of that, the drivers, everything they're doing to gain position, especially at Talladega, their foot is on the gas the entire race. You are wide open. The track is angled at like 33 degrees.
Yeah,
so you are just like zooming around that thing. And a lot of it comes down to drifting, and it's a very technical race from that standpoint. So Corey Day, first time ever racing at Talladega, ended up winning the race. Our driver. That's and I'll tell you what they had me doing, I was a sign man. So you put the sign down on pit road. That lets the driver know where to stop at. Sometimes you might want to stop at short. Sometimes you might want to stop at where he normally stops at. Sometimes you want to stop a little wide. So we did a short, wide stop. So it was a pretty technical job of the sign guy to move it up.
Get this fucking sign guy out of here. Dude, I have like one question.
Whoa, that wasn't my only job. Then they would have me be in the gas. I don't even know if there's a title for it, but I was passing the fuel in. And let me tell you, we won first place. I was the best fucking gas can passer on pit road that day, baby. Champions! 1-0, baby!
This guy's sick. It was a Saturday race, though, right? It was not the Cup Series. It was not the Cup Series. The big dog. Still, though, still though, and for him to have his first race at Talladega and him come away with a podium was pretty dope.
That was the coolest thing. Obviously, this kid, he's a really good sprint car racer. He's won a bunch of races in that world. Now on the O'Reilly Series, first race at Talladega, gets his first win there. It was so electric down there. And just happy for him getting out the gates like that, man. That's an awesome moment. And it was cool to just watch. It was cool to be a part of. Obviously, my contribution was pretty much nothing. But you know what? I still get to say I'm a NASCAR champion, baby.
Why did they put a Scully on you? Why are you Scuba Steven it, man?
It's a good question. If you're behind the car.
How about we get into some NFL draft recap, Jason? How about it, huh?
I love that idea, Travis.
I had a feeling you'd be down. Draft Recap is brought to you by Expedia, the one place you go to go places. Chiefs picks, we moved up to pick 6. We had the 9th pick and the 29th pick, and we traded up for the best DB in the draft, baby.
Nice. Look, he almost like he knew it was coming. Is that a red suit? He was in a red suit?
No, I think the red light is on him. I think it was more of like a...
Just making it look more.
Yeah, it was more of like, what's that color? Like a...
I don't know. I'm terrible with colors.
Like a dusty rose. But DB Mansour, he's down there, Louisiana guy, I believe. Nice. Went to LSU. And this face was made when he saw the Chiefs trade up. So he knew he was going to a pretty respectable team once this happened. And I'm sure he got the call when he saw him going up. Delane on getting drafted by the Chiefs. A lot of top 10 teams, they're really not too good, but that's not the situation here. We have a championship team, just had one little down year, but we're right back at it. And that's what I'm talking about, baby. Already coming with the fucking mindset of being a fucking top team. I absolutely love it. We had the first round pick, the 29th pick, as well as moving up to get Delane, Clemson DN Peter Woods at 29. And I'm pretty pumped about getting somebody on the other side of Chris Jones there on the D-line. Obviously, speed is out the world at how big he is, and I think he's going to fit right in Spag's scheme here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that's one of the beautiful things about Spag's scheme. He can find guys that really fit what he envisions within the defense. He's always very multiple. You see guys that go in there and do specific tasks, and obviously they like this kid to go up there and get him in the first round. And I also like the Delane pick. That defensive backfield has been picked apart so much over the past, 3 years or so. You know, Justin Reed, you got L'Jarius Sneed.
I'll say this: a lot of the big name DBs that we've had in years past are elsewhere right now. So getting an unbelievable DB, the best in the draft, and then getting a guy on the D line that can really help Chris Jones not get double teamed as much, or at least create matchups to where this kid can thrive early on and really bring something to the team. I think that's going to be a huge part to the defense. But I mean, it doesn't stop there on the D line. We got our Mason Thomas, edge from Oklahoma. The guy's a fucking freak of nature in terms of athleticism and explosiveness. I can't wait to see how this guy gets after the quarterback, man. It's been kind of something that the Chiefs have been looking at to get better at, and that's getting after the QB and really putting quarterbacks under duress, man. Obviously, we've always had Chris Jones there, and George is a fucking workhorse. Got Gillette last year, but I think this is going to be a game changer at the edge position. I know he had a hamstring last year on an unbelievable fumble recovery. So we'll see him when he gets in the building. I'm sure Spags will have a fun time putting him to work as well.
There we go. Who else we got here?
We got another cornerback from Oregon. He's kind of more of a nickel guy. I'm excited to see this guy get to work. Spags is obviously his nickel package it can get confusing to a lot of guys. So I'm sure Jaden Kennedy is going to fucking be quite the chess piece for Spags. But after that, 2 to 3 picks that I'm pretty fucking excited about, and that's because they're all finally got to the offensive side of the ball in round 5. Emmett Johnson, running back from Nebraska, I believe he was like first team Big Ten, won a few awards at the running back position last year. We actually got to see him live when Nebraska played Cincinnati at Arrowhead. And then the other sideline, Cyrus Allen, wide receiver from Cincinnati, who I am fucking jacked up to see. We got another Bearcat in the building. We actually got 2 Bearcats in the building. One came as well as Jeff Caldwell in the free agency pickup. But Cyrus Allen he's a route runner, man. He's a route runner. When we were talking about, what do I want to see in a guy in the wide receiver room? He has his own twist on a lot of routes, and he has the quickness. He has the decisiveness. He really knows how to use his shoulders and his quickness and rhythm to get DBs in a bind, man.
Listen, he's from Cincinnati, so he's going to be tough. He's going to be physical. He's going to be a guy that loves football. And he loves drafting Bearcats. I mean, look how many successful Bearcats he's drafted. Not just me and you, Brent Selleck, Trent Cole.
Yeah, Brian Cook.
Oh, Cook. Thank you. Yeah, either way, Andy loves the Bearcats. Cyrus Allen, Cincinnati Bearcat. Tough, physical, fast. Wow.
Get this dude out of here. Overall, I thought we did an unbelievable job on getting young guys that looked like they love ball on the film that I watched of them, and looked like they can come in and help out right away, man.
Garrett Nussmeier, son of a coach. I was actually with his father in Philadelphia. We'll see.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Chiefs draft class, Trav? A lot of defense early, getting some offensive pieces late. I guess you guys solved some of the offensive stuff early in the draft this year, or earlier in free agency this year with Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped on just seeing these young guys getting in the building. I thought we had a great team last year. We got a lot of those pieces back, and the ones that we lost, we filled those needs ASAP. So I think these guys, once they get in the building, they feel the culture, and they feel how we do things here. It's an exciting time, man. And I thought shout out to Brett Veach and the crew for doing doing hard work and getting the guys that we need in the building, man.
All righty. Well, Eagles also had a draft this week, and they went round 1, pick 20. Makai Lemon, wide receiver out of USC, was the Bolitnikov. I don't know if that's how you say it, but he was the receiver of the year in college football. Should be pretty good. This was a patented Howie Roseman pick. He was expected to be a top 15 guy, started sliding, and Howie trades up ahead of the Steelers to snag him at pick 20. This is just further proof that I think this Eagles offense is changing, right? Like, the Eagles and Jalen Hurts have not thrown the ball over the middle of the field very much. That's something that fans have criticized a lot. And this was really most of his production in college, right? He's a shorter guy, going to operate out of the slot, a little bit smaller, but he is physical.
You put that film on, man. This guy can play some fucking ball.
Catches everything. They're playing some highlights where he is going up and getting the ball.
Strong receiver too, man. He's a strong receiver.
A lot of the comparisons are the Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mini Puka Nakua. And you see exactly with this offense that Sean Mannion is bringing with all the motions and shifting the formations from 3-by-1 to 2-by-2, having those guys insert. Some of the creative, unique things they might be able to do with this guy. Cowboys not too happy that the Eagles traded up for him, or that the Cowboys traded with the Eagles to allow them to come up to 20 and draft Makai Lemon. At JD Cowboys 2, I dead ass would have rather traded with North Korea. That's a pretty hilarious tweet right there. I don't know how many picks North Korea had in this one. Didn't see a lot of the Koreans off the board. We have Jerry Jones on trading with the Eagles. If I eliminated trading with all the teams that I wanted to beat their ass, you wouldn't have anybody left to trade with.
Meaning he wants to whoop everybody's ass, not just the Eagles. So if he needs to trade, he's not just, not trading to one team. Yeah.
Well, we sure appreciate it. We sure appreciate it. Yeah, Eagles have done this where they've been trading up recently. I feel like Howie, a lot of this has gone from like when he sees somebody sliding and sees the perceived value, especially if it's at a position of need, he is not shy of pulling the trigger. Did the same thing with Jalen Carter. Obviously, we drafted value with Cooper DeJean as he was sliding in the draft a couple years ago. They've been doing a great job of getting value out of some of these picks in terms of like where the consensus has them rated. Pick 2, they go tight end from Vanderbilt, Eli Stowers. I don't know anything about him because I don't watch a lot of college football. I know
quite a bit about him, man. This kid is a fucking stud. Well, then go ahead,
Travis. Please tell me.
You guys got a stud, man. The word around town is he doesn't have quite the size, but I'm telling you, man, this kid knows how to play some fucking football, man. He knows how to run routes. He's got a good feel. He can run, and when he has the ball in his hands, man, you'd be surprised on how much with this lack of size that they're saying, how many tackles he breaks, and just how good he is, man. He was one of Vanderbilt's best players, I thought, when I watched him play.
And again, it's another thing with this offense, right? Big decision you have to make. Do you go 11 personnel? Do you go 12 personnel? How can you do all these runs and concepts and motioning guys around? And 12 personnel, a lot of teams utilize it. I mean, the Rams were utilizing 13 personnel, one running back with 3 tight ends. When you have a guy that can go out wide while also coming inside and block linebackers and safeties, crack down on the defensive end, you have screen options with them. These guys are very valuable, and we see it addressed right away with the first-round pick with Makai Lemon and the second-round pick with Eli Stowers.
Oh, yeah.
Third pick, they address the offensive line. Obviously, Lane Johnson is getting a little bit older. We thought they would take a tackle at some point. Some people thought it would be earlier in the draft. They end up addressing it at the third round at pick 68 with Markel Bell. Monstrous of a man. This guy is huge. We don't have his stats up here, but he's something like 6'9", 350, basically. He is a big boy. He's a big boy. He's a big man out here in Philadelphia.
How big of a boy are you?
He's a big boy. He's a big old son of a gun. Honestly, this one, I mean, mountain of a man. Long arms, big old hands. Not the most fleet of foot, which is a little surprising in some ways to me because this system is more rooted in outside zone concepts. Traditionally, these offenses have drafted guys that can open their hips and run and cut off on the backside and do screens and play well with the misdirection game. This guy is suited to be a great pass blocker, right? Drop back, long arms, very rangy, going to be very good in that regard as long as he can mirror and redirect with people. More of a power downhill guy, which some of these offenses have shifted recently. The Rams now run more duo than they do outside zone, right? Those offenses started in outside zone. Now they're running more dive concepts, more downhill plays. Maybe that's something that'll tell you about what the Eagles think they might do in the future. They don't go with the smaller, more athletically nimble tackle. They go with the big stalwart that'll be able to protect the quarterback and run downhill runs. Interesting pick there in the third round. Round 5, they go Cole Payton. Get a little quarterback depth from North Dakota State. We've had some North Dakota State success at the quarterback position.
Okay, Carson.
Shout out. Cole Payton. Interesting, we still have Tanner McKee on the roster. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is a starter. We still have Tanner McKee. Went out and signed in this offseason Andy Dalton. Now we have another quarterback in the room in Cole Payton in round 5. Round 6, they go Micah Morris. Different than Markel Bell. Equally as big. Monsters, man. This guy is explosive. He's close to that 350 bill mark, too. I mean, he's a big boy. These are big boys out here in Philadelphia. He's close to 340, pushing that, something like that. I mean, the jersey's hanging on for dear life when you put that tape on. He is 6'5", huge, but this guy can move. I mean, he's jumping 30 inches at that weight. He's running sub 5 in the 40. I don't even know if that's true, but his RAS score was off the charts.
Get this dude out of here.
Anyways, but honestly, this guy can move. Very explosive. Honestly, you look at the metrics, it's like, why was this guy around in the 6th round? Which kind of is concerning a little bit. Like when you're that big, that strong, that fast, you're not supposed to be there in the 6th round, right? You're usually going earlier. So maybe the tape is more of a developmental player. I don't know what I didn't watch him specifically, but when you look at the metrics, like this guy should be a much higher pick. Maybe he doesn't bend well. I don't know. We'll find out, though. I'm excited to watch him play. I like watching big athletic freaks of nature, which gets me to the next guy in the 7th round. Uar Bernard from Nigeria. He's never even fucking played football, but he looks like a Nigerian god, not a Greek god, a Nigerian Greek god. He's fucking huge. Look at, pull up his shit. 6'4.5", 306 pounds, 6% body fat, 39-inch vertical, 10'10" broad jump, 14 inches longer than any other defensive tackle, 4'6", 340. If you put it side by side with Myles Garrett, he's dwarfing him. One caveat, though, he hasn't played football.
Oh, yeah. Just a small.
He's a D lineman. Just fucking run fast and hit people and get in the way. Wreak havoc. Knock shit over. You're fucking superhuman. Put his highlights up of him working out, because I do want to point this out. I'm kind of being funny. There's a lot on this kid's shoulder because of what happened with Jordan Mailata, right? The Eagles in the 7th round.
Well, there's a lot on this kid's shoulders because he just got compared to Myles Garrett.
Well, but before we get to it, watch these highlights and tell me what you see. Because I noticed something right away that I think is going to take some time to develop. Not this part. Look at that. I mean, what the fuck is this? It's like they went to the Arnold Classic and found the biggest specimen they could. Here's where I started noticing stuff. What do you see?
I mean, he's just not used to moving like a football player. He can get going straight, but he's just got to put in a lot of work, and it's a different type of skill set, man.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. The metrics are off the charts. So to get a guy with this much physical talent in the 7th round is incredible. But he's never played the game. There's a level of stiffness in the change of direction and the agility that he's going to have to develop, right?
And there's an understanding of the game to have the savviness to play the game within the game that is, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely a developmental guy, but to get drafted in the 7th round is quite the feat for him. All that hard work that he's done to put into his body to get to where he is right now, man, hats off, brother.
If he can learn to play with great pad level, work on changing direction more efficiently, using his hands. If this all pans out, you could have an incredibly high player with a high ceiling. Those are a lot of ifs. And it is rare for a guy that's never played the game to just come in and learn the sport. Even though football and defensive line in particular, like, dude, you take big, fast, strong people, they usually pan out. But this is a very green player. It did work out with Jordan Mailata. For every Jordan Mailata it works out with, there are guys that it doesn't work out with. I remember Brock Lesnar got brought into a camp one year with the Minnesota Vikings, and he was there for like maybe 1 or 2 preseason games. And I mean, he is a physical specimen.
Yeah.
You have to also have the knowledge of the game, the desire, the love of the game, especially if you're going to be playing in the trenches. You got to want it.
We're going to see how much he wants it, man, because you're going to get double teamed, you're going to get blindside, you're going to get trap blocked. Like it's as much of a mental game in that interior as it is physical, and it can get pretty taxing on you or at least it can get pretty humbling in the beginning for him. So hopefully he sticks at it, and hopefully the Eagles found someone that's got that Jordan Mailata type spark to him.
Well, what Jordan had obviously was great coaching too. Jeff Stoutland, it took him 2 years working with Jordan to try and get him on the field, right? He almost got cut up until the moment he started producing. This guy's going to be working with Clint Hurt, Jeremiah Washburn. There's really good coaches that the Eagles have on that side of the ball. And if I'm a coach, I am so excited to work with this kid. You see these metrics, there's potential there. The explosion, the linear ability to move is astronomical. You don't see these kind of numbers out of football players really ever at this size.
Yeah.
So if that type of linear explosion, if we can get the agility going, if we can get the body mechanics right, and we can teach the technique in rushing the passer and defending the run and how to use your hands and how to sink your hips and understand formations, there's going to be a learning process, but I am very excited to see if this kid can get it done.
Do you think he's an interior D-line or do you think he's an edge guy? They gave the comparison to Myles Garrett, the 40 and the broad jump and the explosiveness. All that sounds good on paper, but I think he's kind of more of a 3 technique, just based off of how his hips are and just, the techniques and everything like that.
I think he'll be a 3-4 D end and he'll be a 3 technique when they reduce from a certain side, right? He's not going to be, he might be able to play a 5 technique with an outside background, the ball outside of him. I doubt they have him on the edge, right? I doubt he's going to be that player. Maybe, some teams have done that with bigger guys, especially early downs, to just man mountain D and tight ends.
Yeah.
But I would expect this guy probably to get a lot of work at 3 technique, 4 technique, 5 technique, and base defense.
I can't wait to see this guy put the pads on first day. I can't wait.
I'm going to go down there just to watch it myself. They had 3 picks in the 7th round. There's actually a pick right before that. I glossed over it. Cole Wisniewski, safety from Texas Tech, played with a Wisniewski. He would not transition to a safety. We also got round 7, pick 252, Keyshawn James Newby, outside linebacker, New Mexico. So Eagles, opposite of the Chiefs, they go offense early with some of those higher picks. And then once they got to the later rounds, really started addressing some of the defensive needs. Well, still was primarily offense, actually. They didn't draft a defensive guy until round 7. But then they went straight defense. Either way, I'm excited a lot about this class. The other part of the Eagles draft was Howie trading the 2 third-round picks to the Vikings for Jonathan Grenard. This was a missing piece on that defense. Obviously, Jalen Phillips signed a $120 million deal in free agency. They lost out on that edge defender who really brought a lot to the defense midway through the season. Now they get Jonathan Grenard, a very good player from Minnesota.
4 years, $100 million.
Yeah.
How much money does Philly have, man?
Howie is a wizard. I mean, he just finds a way to get it done. I don't know that I feel like they can finagle whatever they want because they just know how to structure it. I don't really understand how it works. Oh, also got to shout out Jeffrey Lurie for spending the money. But yeah, they find a way to get really good players, and they do it very often by spending a fuck ton of money. So shout out to the Luries for investing in the team. Shout out to Howie for understanding the salary cap and how to finagle every dollar you can out of that thing to maximize the talent on the roster. So that was also a huge part of the Eagles draft, which ultimately with that alone is a successful draft. Mekhi Lemon pan out. Some of these guys they picked, the tight end from Vanderbilt. I mean, this guy in the 7th round, if we get another Jordan Mailata, although I don't want to start anointing him yet, a lot to like about this draft from the Eagles. Alrighty. Outside of Eagles and Chiefs, there were a bunch of other players selected in this year's draft.
Yeah. Roughly 290.
We do not watch a lot of these guys, but we are excited to see someone play. Obviously, everybody's talking about Fernando Mendoza, number 1 overall to the Raiders, and people have known that for a long time. Only the 4th quarterback since 1967 to win the Heisman, the Natty, and go number 1 overall in the same season. That's an interesting stat.
There you go. I'm interested to see, exactly how they go about playing them. Obviously, they have Kirk Cousins. I know Ty Simpson was picked by the Rams.
Matthew Stafford.
Our guy Matt Stafford is still obviously he just won MVP. He'll be the starter there. So you get a guy that's, looking to learn under him. I'm interested to see if, that's the approach the Raiders take.
Yeah. Where do you stand on that? I do.
I mean, I'm for it, obviously, because I've seen it work. I've seen it happen. I've seen Pat Mahomes learn under Alex Smith.
Yeah, you got Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, a lot of really big name guys sat for a second, but there's also a lot of big Tom Brady behind Drew Bledsoe. There's a learning process, but at the same point to what Deion Sanders said, man, I never learned nothing sitting on the bench. you need to go out there and play to do the best. Like,
shout out to Dion. That was a epic fucking quote.
That was a banger. Peyton Manning, I mean, led the league in interceptions, but he played his rookie year and learned a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, look what Caleb Williams was able to do last year.
I do think in general, more so than playing or not, I think it's really good for young quarterbacks in particular to learn how to prepare, to learn how to watch film, to learn all that stuff from veteran quarterbacks that have been doing it for a long time and know that side of it. So like,
Mendoza is one of the best at that.
Yeah, Mendoza is in a great situation just being in the same room with Kirk Cousins, regardless of what the playing time situation ends up being at the end of the day. He is going to learn a ton about what it takes to compete and prepare at the highest level. Same thing, obviously, for Ty Simpson.
And I'm sure he's got old Tom Brady right there in his back pocket, helping him if he ever needs,
That's a good point. There's another guy there. Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, outside of those quarterbacks, another big draft pick for this show was Jets Jake not getting who he wanted the Jets to take because he knows exactly who should have been taken at number 2.
Dude, David Bailey is a fucking dog.
No, but
he cannot possibly be upset at them getting David Bailey.
Oh, he
That dude is a fucking game changer.
Jake, before they picked, said, "Don't mess it up, Jets," with a picture of a handwritten sticky note. Arvell Reese, no matter what. I mean, he put in the time to really study who they should pick.
I mean, listen, Arvell Reese, Glenville High School up there in Northeast Ohio, up in Cleveland.
It's a Glenville guy.
Oh yeah, went to Glenville, Ohio State to the NFL. As we know it, for a lot of guys, that's almost a powerhouse up there in Cleveland in terms of getting guys getting guys to Ohio State or getting guys to the Big Ten and into the NFL. So I'm excited for just to see Arvell Reese, play some football in the league, man. Fellow Cleveland guy. But I think David Bailey was a pretty goddamn good pick.
Nothing will bring me greater joy than when David Bailey turns into like a 10-year New York Jet, like multiple Pro Bowls, and is like, I just can't wait for Jake to have to eat that entire sticky note. Sorry, love you, Jake. All right, last thing, shout out the lineman Caleb Lomu, drafted in flip-flops and jorts. This is a big green flag for offensive linemen wearing jorts and flip-flops. Tells me
with
all
a quarter zip?
No. I mean, I'm fine with a quarter zip. Quarter zip's nice and comfy.
I got those nice jeans. So nice.
Yeah, they're not cutoffs. Definitely better.
Nice
it's a bigger green flag if you cut off those jean shorts yourself. Those are bought jorts. Bought jorts, not made jorts.
Well, maybe he's not as good with scissors.
Either way, I did love the internet falling in love with him dancing. Did you see these dance moves from my guy Caleb?
I did see them, but I'll see him again. Come on, put him up there.
Very similar. Lane Johnson's got some similar moves. I've seen him pull in the locker room. I think he's got good hips, fluidity, smooth. To move like this, you got to be kind of athletic. You can't just be pulling that out if you're big stiffy.
No, listen, if you're
Dude, I'm all in. I think this is a major green flag. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
Good hips, rhythm, loose, confident. Come on now.
Show it off, big dog. That's hilarious.
All righty. That's a wrap for the New Heights Draft Recap. The New Heights Draft Recap was brought to you by Expedia.
Yes.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are once again dominating headlines. But this time it's not just about their relationship. It's about a full-on high-energy celebration that feels straight out of a movie scene. Picture this: the roaring engines of Talladega, the electric crowd, and right in the middle of it all, they show up to celebrate Jason Kelce. The moment fans spotted them together, social media exploded. Clips started spreading like wildfire, and suddenly it wasn't just a race weekend anymore. It became a viral cultural moment that blended sports, celebrity, and pure excitement. The atmosphere at Talladega was already intense, but when Travis Kelce walked in with his signature charisma alongside Taylor Swift, the energy hit a whole new level. Cameras followed their every move, fans tried to capture every second, and the internet did what it does best: turn moments into trends overnight. It felt less like a simple appearance and more like a crossover event where two worlds collided: NFL stardom and global pop dominance, creating something people couldn't stop talking about. At the same time, there's another layer to this story that's sparking conversation everywhere: the debate around the greatest living American songwriters. And right in the center of that conversation is Taylor Swift. Her name keeps coming up not just because of her popularity, but because of her ability to craft deeply personal, emotionally resonant songs that connect across generations. Fans and critics alike are asking, has she already secured her place among the greatest, or is she still climbing toward an even bigger legacy? What makes this whole narrative so compelling is the contrast. On one side, you have a loud, fast-paced thrill of Talladega, filled with adrenaline and celebration. On the other, you have the quiet power of songwriting, where words and emotions leave a lasting impact. And right in the middle are Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, a duo that somehow bridges both worlds effortlessly. His carefree, bold energy and her composed yet magnetic presence create a dynamic that fans can't get enough of. Now the real question is, are we just witnessing a trending moment, or the rise of something that will be remembered for years to come? Because when major sports figures and music icons come together like this, it stops being just news and starts becoming part of pop culture history. And if you haven't seen those viral clips yet, chances are you're already behind on one of the biggest moments everyone is talking about.